drinking cotton scots, the mixers where you've been. Red-faced anger in your silver flask of dreams. Give it up for Camden Town, the place where you spill your beans. 10 green bottles, yeah, you know what I mean. Your child grew to what you are today. ASBO tagged you all the way. Whiskey drinking, cotton scots, a fist full of pain is what you throw around when you don't use your brain. They say you've got a mellow side, but marsh is not the word. Kentish town, born and bred, is that what you've heard? Your child grew to what you are today. ASBO tagged you all the way. That Scottish red face is a real deep place. What goes on behind the map, you'll never understand. ASBO, 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 whiskey, ASBO, drinking, ASBO, coffee, ASBO, Scottish, ASBO. And let's say cheers. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Raise your glasses and let's say cheers. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Raise your glasses and let's say cheers. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Raise your glasses and let's say cheers. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Raise your glasses and let's say cheers. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Raise your glasses and let's say cheers. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Raise your glasses and let's say cheers. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Raise your glasses and let's say cheers.
I only had like 2 minutes.
Cheers. Thanks a lot. I will see you around. Love you guys.
Love you.
Yeah, ha ha ha, yeah. Hello, people, and we are in December, the Christmas month. Yeah, I suppose you'll be listening to this, if you bother listening to this, a couple of days after the big day, because it'll be released on the old 28th, like usual. But yeah, hope everything's going wicked so far and all that. Okay, so where are we? Okay, so you just heard in the intro, I played a track that was me and my brother Richard playing whiskey. But that was Christmas whiskey because of the old Christmas ending that's been added onto it. Nice. Okay, so we are still with Atlantic Rising. We're going to wrap it up in this episode. What have I got for you? I've got a couple of gigs that we played at venues, the Barfly in Camden and the Comedy in the West End. So let's kick this off with us playing Shiver live at the Barfly in Camden. And it went a little bit like this.
This one's called Shiver. Go. Take off your clothes.
Yes. The Barfly, that is a top venue in Camden. Yeah, love playing there. I mean, I've probably only played there 5 times in my life, but yeah, it's a top venue. Yeah, actually played an amazing gig there with the latter voice. Me, Phil, James, Spiros, Matty. That venue's a top venue. But we've gone past the voice and we are on to Atlantic Rising. So let's have a talk about Atlantic Rising. Yeah, I think once Aidan had joined the band, we started to find our feet, I think like there was potential there, definitely potential there. I mean, I don't know if I can say that like Matt and Aidan and David, I suppose, I don't think I was ever like part of their gang. Do you know what I mean? Do you want to be my gang, my gang? No, I definitely was a little bit of an outsider in the sense that I just didn't fit their little. Do you know what I mean? I'm a little bit more. Well, I mean, I'm a Londoner. You've got Matt's from like, I don't even know, Holland or Sweden or something up there. And then David's Italian, and Aiden's English fella as well. I think he definitely, I don't think he's Londoner. I think he's from just outside London or whatever. But I don't know, like I just used to feel like when I was at rehearsals and that, I didn't really feel like I was in the right place, you know what I mean? When we was playing music, everything was sweet, but it was just that the times in between, you know what I mean? But I suppose that's why it didn't last very long, and why, yeah, we played, I don't know, played a few gigs and that, but yeah, I mean, yeah, oh well. Lance was like my mate, but when he left, do you know what I mean? But there we go. But yeah, that was Shiva played at the Barfly. Yeah, good. And then, so next up I've got about 5 or 6 tracks from a gig that we played at the Comedy in the West End. And it was funny because on this evening, this, I don't know, Friday night or whatever it was, we had like had it booked in that we was playing a venue in King's Cross called Syria. And it's a fair sized venue, and like we was like quite looking forward to playing there, I think. And then just the promoter, like literally we was just got together to go to the sound check, and he was like, oh God, yeah, I've got to cancel the gig tonight or whatever. I ain't got a clue why or whatever. He just, do you know what I mean? And it was just like left us in the lurch. And we was all sort of together saying, well, all right, let's just wait till, because I think we had another gig booked 2 weeks later or whatever. And he's like, yeah, let's just wait until we can play at the next gig or whatever. And then I was like, do you know what? Like, there's this promoter called Nicholas from a company called Dead or Alive. And back in the day, like when I'm solo, he always used to say to me, like, look, come down early and we'll put you on at 6:45 till 7:15. And then the bands that are normally meant to start, they was from 7:30 anyway. So it's like, all right, sweet, 6:45, 7:15. Like, and at the time I was just like loving playing on, because I was new to playing on my own, and I just used to take any gig he had. Like, I used to give him a call, say, do you know what I mean? And also the pressure weren't on me to get people there either, because I was like an extra act, do you know what I mean? So if I brought 5 pals down, you know what I mean, and they made 25 quid on the door, and my pals drink more than anyone else anyway, so do you know what I mean? Bringing 5 of my pals in there be like someone else bringing 15 of theirs. So yeah, sweet. Yeah, so I just said to them, like, on the off chance, let me just give Nicholas a call and just see what's happening. So I called him, and he was like, yeah, I've got a night tonight at a Comedy in like near Leicester Square. And he was like, well, yeah, he said, do you want to go on early like you normally did, but obviously you've got the band with you, so go on early with the band. And it was quite good, because I don't think we had to go on till 7, because I think the bands were actually starting at like 8 o'clock or whatever, so he let us go on at 7 till 7:30, you know what I mean? So they had like a bit more time to sort things out and that. And because we was all together there, like and it was about, I don't know, 4 or whatever, he just said, yeah, just make your way down here now, do a sound check, and then leave your gear on the stage, and then 7 o'clock jump up and play your set, get off, and then sweet. And I was like, nice one, that is amazing. So we then had to start trying to tell people that we weren't at Syria in King's Cross. We was at the Comedy in near Leicester Square. And I don't know, I think the message got lost in translation, because about 10, 12 people turned up, a bit like, oh, what's happening? Like, and there was I know for sure that there was at least another 10 people that sort of got lost in King's Cross, I think, looking for this Syria or whatever. Do you know what? I'm thinking about it now. I still don't know whereabouts that actual venue is in King's Cross. You know what I mean? But yeah, so like there was definitely 10 of our pals in King's Cross, running around like headless chickens trying to find Syria, and we weren't even there. I don't even think the club was opening that night. I think it was like one of them things where everything's just gone wrong and they just couldn't open the club. But yeah, Frank made it down. That's the main. Do you know what I mean? Got to have Frank there, ain't you? Frank and Des. That's it. Well away. But yeah, so I mean, Atlantic Rising. So we're going to wrap this up today. So I suppose I need to. So yeah. So as I was saying, I didn't feel really that part of the band. Do you know what I mean? Like, even though I suppose it was my band really, because I started it. You know what I mean? Like, me and Lance started the band, and he was off, lost the plot, so I had to carry it on. And yeah, shame as well, because Aidan, Matt, and David were 3 of the best musicians I've ever played with. I'm not even joking. Matt, great bass player. Aidan, great guitarist, and David was a top drummer. Do you know what I mean? Like, and yeah, it's a shame, really. It's a shame, but I think I'm like one of them flavors where you can either take me or you can't take me. You know what I mean? And yeah, no, I don't think I was like the right flavor for those guys. But yeah, shame. But yeah, it came to an end. But I mean, this weren't the end. These gigs weren't the end. We played on quite a few more gigs actually, and I think our last gig was actually at the Fiddler's Elbow. Yeah, I can remember that night as well. Core blimey. After soundcheck, we went, like, all of us was going back to Kentish Town to get some food from somewhere, and we were walking down Prince Wales Road in the dark, and obviously the old Minces have had it. Yes, and I was like sort of holding on to Desi's arm, and this is still back in the days when I hadn't accepted that I was blind, and I didn't need to use a cane. I had Desi's arm, but sadly, Desi's walked me into a tree. I'm not even joking. It was the biggest tree in the world, and I just smashed my face on it, and I was all bleeding. Oh God, I had to go, and I can't even remember. Someone wrapped something around my head anyway, and I actually got on stage with like a big wrap around my head, and I looked like a nutter. And I can remember feeling really sorry for myself that night, because it was like I walked into a tree covered in blood. No one really cared about, apart from Desi, you know what I mean? Like, we just carried on. Then when we got to Kentish Town, the band went and ate in blah, blah, blah. And me and Desi went and ate somewhere else. And then afterwards, when we came out from getting food, they had all disappeared or whatever. So we made our way back to the venue. Then they all turned up like 20 minutes before we was going on, and do you know what I mean? I was just thinking to myself, fuck this, man. I was like, I am off, mate. I'm telling you, I'm off. I don't care how good you are playing your instruments, you know what I mean? I'm not, do you know what I mean? It's just off. But yeah, sadly, Atlantic Rising came to an end. I mean, these gigs were probably in the middle of the latter part of Atlantic Rising's time. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, sad these things happen. But anyway, right, let's keep our heads up and enjoy the music, you know what I mean? So moving on, right, comedy, here we go. Cheers, Nicholas, nice one. I think the first track is Mum's a Word. Here we go, nice.
Good evening, people. We're at Atlantic Rising. Chapman, bass player, we was meant to be playing King's Cross tonight, but we got mugged off. And Nicholas came to our rescue, so big up Nicholas. He's a top promoter. So I think half our fans are probably on Euston Road right now scratching their heads, but Frank's made it, so that's all that matters. So you're not silly, Frank, you know how to use the internet, don't you? Pretty all right, all that, yeah? Yeah, this first tune's called Mum's a Word.
Great. Just great. I'll tell you what, mate. Yeah. It's such a shame, isn't it? It's like, always happens. Like, great band, great band. But, God, I could just imagine it. If we was to get signed or something, we'd probably have to have like a separate tour bus. One for me and one for them. Yeah, I don't know. I suppose I'll bring Frank and Des with me. Have Rosie driving the bus. Yeah, shame. And then it's like the people that you like being around and playing that, and like they either don't want to do it or they ain't got the skills, if you like. Yeah, oh well. No, but all right, stop getting all melancholy, you know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, great great. Just, yeah, great Welsh, you want me to say. All right, let's move on. Devil Woman.
Frank is here! Frank is here! Give me some of that drink, Frank. Right, this next tune is called Devil Woman.
Frankie, go!
We're gonna have a fight with my band and Frank in there again.
Chapman are loose.
Yeah, I know, but I'll go out slapping. This one's for you beautiful people in this beautiful room. This one's called Devil Woman. This one's for the birds. Aidan loves birds. And David.
Nice one. Yes, and that was Devil Woman. Let's just move straight on to the next track, which is it's a cover song of a Cream song, Old Eric, Sunshine of Your Love, Baby.
This one's by a band called Cream. Sunshine of Your Love, Baby. I
Yes. Yes. Okay, and that was a cover of a Cream track called Sunshine of Your Love. Yeah, nice. So yeah, the comedy Top Little Venue, it's on Oxenden Street, which is like just really close to Leicester Square. But it's a top little venue. It's just the top pub. Like you go in there and it's like just a normal pub walking in, and then down in the basement you got the venue, and upstairs I think they do a bit of the old theatre stuff. Yeah, top venue. Yeah, nice. Okay, so yeah, let's move on. Little Green Street. Yes, and that was Little Green Street. Yeah, sounded top, nice. Okay, so let's just keep moving on. And next up is Coming Down, and it goes a little bit like this.
This one's for tomorrow morning.
Yes. Good old Coming Down. A track that I wrote with Amon 1,000 years ago, and I'll still play it occasionally now. Yes, so we've got one track left, but before then, yes, usually I do have a Chappy Q and A for you, but I'm afraid that I couldn't get one recorded quick enough for this episode because it's just a nightmare trying to get, you know what I mean? That's why going solo is sometimes a lot easier, you know what I mean? Even like for this chatcast, like trying to get a pal to do a Chappy Q and A for me, and it's just like a nightmare. So I sadly didn't get one recorded for this episode, but I'm sure they'll be back in January. But I have got a good old cheeky CHAP TALE for you. Never run out of stories. So I've got a CHAP TALE, and then I've got one more track, which is a song called Mr. Who that I wrote with Phil Kerrigan and James Teal. And then that's the end of this Christmas episode. And the end of 2021. And what can I say? I just hope you've all had a great Christmas so far, and you all got everything you wanted from Mr. Santa. And now you're just chilling out before you have to go back to work. But we do have one party left, and that is New Year. Is it something we want to be celebrating? Of course it is. I know we've been going through mentalness. Absolute mentalness. Got to go for my booster on Thursday. 3rd injection in I don't know how long. I hate injections, and at the moment it seems like every time I'm going to doctors they want a blood test, and you got these the old COVID crew trying to shoot me with Pfizer's and AstraZeneca's and Moderna's and whatever else they've got in their shotgun. Hope you've enjoyed a little bit of Chappy Chapcast. As I say, gonna put a cheeky CHAP TALE up for you now, and when that's finished we'll have a listen to Mr. Who, and then outro and out. Love ya. Hope you're having a great Christmas. Mwah.
Come inside, there's a CHAP TALE waiting for you. CHAP tales, don't you wanna hear some CHAP tales?
Hey, Merry Christmas! December 21. Whew, whoever thought we'd get here with all the old COVID kicking about. Alright, so I had my head in the archive, and I was trying to think, what can I tell you? And I was listening to a gig that we played at the Bull and Gate. It was the band called the Fever Dogs that I was in. Me, Dave Weston, Amon Amazande, Simon Newser, or Spuggy if you know him that way. And also the drummer's name was Nick. We're not going to talk about him though. There's probably about 20 stories that I could tell you around this gig, I tell you that. But the one that I've chosen to tell you is it's about Dave Weston. So basically, we're doing this gig at Bull and Gate. It was the last gig that the Fever Dogs ever played. But yeah, so we're on stage, we're having it. We had a massive crowd to this gig. Like a lot of my UPS pals were there. Yeah, it was nuts. Everyone was going mad, and I got to admit, I don't think we was having the best gig in the world either. Like, it weren't going as good as it should. You know what I mean? But so we're playing through the set, and about 2 or 3 songs before the end of the set, Dave Weston, who was the bass player of the band, so we're all playing away, and he's just took his bass off and just started to smash it all over the floor. Yeah, and then he's decided, once he's smashed his bass, he's jumped off the stage, and with one of his pals, I'm not sure who it was, but they left the venue and they went down to another venue called The Verge and watched whatever bands were on in there that night. But yeah, it left the rest of us on the stage, and it was a bit mental because we was just like looking at each other, laughing, and then we tried to play on for the last 3 songs without a bass player, and yeah, another funny thing that happened was my pal Eamon, he sort of like was trying to grab the broken bass guitar off the stage, like so, and then in the end I just grabbed him, pulled him up onto the stage, and he's grabbed hold of this bass like that's in about 3 bits, but it's like 2 of the bits are still together because the bass is like the strings are holding the top of the neck and the body together, you know what I mean? And then I've decided to get Eamon on the floor and then start to try and tie him up with this broken bass guitar. But yeah, it was proper funny. It was just so funny. Like, yeah, I never did ask Dave if the band that him and his pal went down to watch was any good. Yeah. All right. Well, nice one. Merry Christmas. Have a good. Well, it's probably just after Christmas that you're hearing this if you're listening. Yeah. Hope the turkey went well, and yeah, sweet, nice one. Speak to you in the new year. Nice one.
This is London's Chapcast.
Yeah, just yeah, nice one. Just got this one more track for you, Mr. Who, and so that was the end of Atlantic Rising. Another band down the pan, but next up is going to be a couple of episodes of me trying to create the next band, and also meeting an Italian fella called Michele and doing a lot of studio work. No band ever came from it though. Yeah, so I've got some tunes to show you on that in the new year and that, and then we finally will move on to the last band that I was a part of in the new year, in the early new year, and then that all got brought to a stop by Mr. Johnson with his lockdowns and COVID. Okay, sweet. Yeah, Mr. Who, see you later. Nice one.
This song's our last tune. Thanks for letting us play, Nicholas. You're a top bloke. This one's called Mr. Who. Have a good night, everyone. Friday in the West End. Come on.